Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the GOW, the Generation Wrestling Podcast. As always, yours truly, the voice that get them moist in the people's choice, the franchise and the king, the GOW, the best to do it. With that being said, welcome to the Wednesday Night Block. Bro, what's good?
Man, what's good, man? Tonight was the kickoff for the Continental Classic. I'm not going to lie. I think TK got enough to do the women's next year. I'm not going to lie. I think you got enough to where you can build up the women's Continental Classic and build up a championship for them and let them go ahead and rock it out. Because I think that would be pretty cool to see. And that would definitely elevate some of the women and give them some time. Because you could just do shows of Continental Classic matches. I think honestly that would be fine with me. But outside of that though, Mass Caster, apparently, man, hey, my boy is feeling himself.
Got his ass beat.
Hey, this best wrestler alive thing has really got my boy's head in the clouds. I mean, even more so than what he was just with being with the Acclaim. So he got what he's coming to him, man. You're gonna talk about burning you on fire, burning house fire. It's like, bro, you what? Why are you? You got what you deserve. Brody King just beat Darby Allin for 3 points. Claudio Castagnoli picked up 3 points against Ricochet. Shelton Benjamin picked up 3 points against Mark Briscoe. So far, man, I like the brackets. I like who's in them. I like where everybody's at. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is the one thing I like about this Continental Classic, man, is everybody's gonna face everybody. And either you're gonna get them points or you're not. Like next week, like you said, he already advertised Brody King versus Claudio. Like, ooh, yeah, I want to see that. Like, because somebody got to pick up 3 points. Who's gonna pick up them 3 points? Who's gonna take that lead? And that I want to see Brody King because he was in it last year. It came down to the final match. Claudio was in it last year. It came down to like one of the few final matches. So you got people that were in it last year that almost could have got it. And then you got people that Mark Briscoe, I think he was in it last year, but he didn't do so well. Jay Lethal didn't do so well. But now you got Mark coming back. He lost the first match, but I think he's going to do better this year than he did last year. I won't say he'll win it, but I think he'll definitely do better this year. But I like the brackets. And right now I'm good. I just want to see a little bit more, man, and really get into it. And I think after tonight, you had the first and it kind of reminded me of last year's when it started off, because it kind of started off kind of slow. It was like, okay, last year it was let's see what this thing is. This year it was okay, let's find out what the first few matches are going to be. And all right, we got the first few matches, and then I think now once we got this first week out the way, we get to the weekend, we get those matches, and then I think by the time we get to next week, it's going to really pick up some steam, and then it's going to be like, okay, we're in the thick of it. The tournament has started. Let's go. Let's see who's going to fight, because bro, you about to get dream matchups. You about to get some matchups you want to see, and some matchups you didn't even think you were going to see. But, boy, it's like, you know what? I want to see them, because Brody King going up against Will Ospreay. Brody King, I like, dude, Daniel Garcia's in the same right now. Daniel Garcia, he's got to fight Okada, this weekend. So it's like, ooh, Continental Classic champion versus the TNT champion. Like, that's going to be a nice little back and forth match. And again, 20 minutes, no interference, no outside people can be around the ring. I'm excited, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
No, me too. Really quick, if I give my thoughts, Clive, what's happening? Big boy, happy Thanksgiving.
Big boy.
Cheer, you big old bastard, you. But nah, man, hey. Hey, come on. I had a little bit to drink, and then I don't give a fuck. I love y'all though. Fucking pilgrims. But with that being said, man, I'm sorry. Anywho, my bad. Now, like you said though, bro. Look, it's been a year since we had the first the Continental Classic, and we loved it last year. And then we got some really good matches, some really good matchups. And just, again, one of the things that we liked about the Continental Classic was you didn't have to have a storyline, right? You just put really good matches together, and then whatever happened, happened. And then, of course, we got that hell of a storyline with Adam Cole and MJF, which year later, we still kind of trying to tie that thing off. We understand that MJF, he been out for a while shooting movies. Adam Cole was out for a while with an injury, so that kind of is what it is. Mama, hello, was good.
Hey, mama.
And now, but this year, I'm really excited to see. Okay, what are we going to get out of this year? Because, like you said, it's year number 2 for the Continental Classic. So, moving into 2025, what matchups, what storylines, what are we going to get out of this? But like you say, bro, Brody King again, Darby Allin, you got Claudio, you got you got so much going on. And again, you got Swerve beating the piss out of Max Caster. Here's a funny thing about that, though. I'm not going to lie. So when I was watching Swerve beat Max Caster, I was like, I don't know. It didn't do anything for me. I don't know if it was supposed to, but I really didn't care to see Swerve beating up Max Caster. Like,
I think because it was so randomly out of nowhere. Like for Max Caster to walk up and just, I think that's what it was. It was just a randomness.
Yeah. And then the funny part was, you got Swerve. He's like, hey, you. And then you got Max Caster, like, bro, he's right there. Like, I could tell he was watching you talk the whole time. Like, it wasn't like he was down the hall. He was right there. Like, what? So I don't know. It's just little shit like that, man. Mercedes Moné and Camille, that whole segment, it was like stupid. You could have did that as a backstage. Like I say, it wasn't a terrible show. But I just felt like you said, it was slow. It was slow, but I'm trying not to critique it too much. It is the day before Thanksgiving. It's a holiday show.
It's the show after a pay-per-view, so it wasn't too crazy. But TK, man, hey, all right, we finished this one thing. Now it's time to kick off this next thing we got to finish off in about a month. So we got a month's time for this next pay-per-view.
What's the next pay-per-view? World's End, right?
World's End at the end of the month. So it's like, all right, bet we gotta get this kicked off. We got this tournament. We gotta get these matches out the way. We gotta, build up these points. While doing that, I gotta get this tag. I got Moxley running amok. I got other people, got other things going on, man. Like you say, Adam Cole O'Reilly, Kyle O'Reilly, MJF. You still got Jamie Hayter, who's actually in a tournament for the New Japan Strong Women's tournament. So it's like you got that, you got Serena Deeb, you got Willow that's gonna be fighting. Like it's a lot, it's a lot going on, and it is a little bit kind of all over the place, but it's just people wrestling. I mean, you just want to. Honestly, man, that's just really what AEW's for, man. It's gonna give you a little bit of talking. You got to see Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis talk a little bit. We heard from the Hurt Syndicate before Shelton Benjamin put the pause on Mark Briscoe. So you got to some stuff. They replay some stuff. Mariah May. She got that bottle across his head. So man, it was just setting up, winners coming, that women's match that we got. TK, man, he's like, all right, man, we did that. That's over with. We're gonna recap some stuff, but it's time for us to move forward and get the ball rolling again. And now, we said Mariah needs a little bit better push. Well, she just had a celebration. Now she's gonna have a match against somebody that people kind of want to see. So it's like, all right, bet we're gonna see it. But again, it's just a quick turnaround of all right, it's time to move on to the next thing. And I think that's just really what it was.
Yeah, I agree 100%. One of the things too, I believe it was the Jamie Hayter Queen Amanada match towards at the end there. We got the lights flickering. It was assumed to be Julia Hart. We've been seeing her vignettes lately, which I'm really excited. I hope all is well with Julia. Sky Blue, she's out for the time being. But the thing is, like with AEW, bro, AEW is secretly stacked. Like, take it for what it is, man. When you look at their roster, they got on both sides of the coin, but really the women, They got some heavy hitters. And like I said, people that's on what's that what's that show, Collision and ROH, you know, that we don't even see or have forgotten about. So, but bro, with that being said, man, tonight, like we said, was a lot of setup. Anything that really stood out to you, whether good or bad tonight?
No, not really. The Jericho and what's the name match was terrible.
Yeah. Jericho and Ishii.
Ishii, that match was terrible. But other than that, there really wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't anything too crazy. It was just really, you know, them moving forward with the Continental Classic, and then of course the women tournament that they got, you know, with New Japan, and you know, kind of pushing some other storylines and getting things across. Real quick before we go, you were talking to me earlier about Ricky Starks and interview he did and how he basically said he's of sound mind and body. There's just not nothing for him going on. And then apparently TK was upset about that and, you know, pulled all his independent dates or whatever else they got going on next. So my question to you, sir, is your thoughts on that real quickly before we wrap this thing up, man, and get on out of here for this holiday coming up tomorrow, man. We ain't gonna hold the people too long. We just wanted to hold you enough to get your attention.
No. We ain't gonna hold the people, but the people do need to hear from their king, man. So after I wrap this up, we got to give you your floor for you so you can sign this out of here. But to answer the Ricky Starks, no, for sure. But to answer the Ricky Starks question, yeah, dude. I mean, we've said this, you know, for the longest time when AEW first started up, we said, okay, AEW needs to have that homegrown talent because for the first 2.5 years, all you were pushing were the ex WWE guys, which we understood. Jericho, it made sense. I mean, come on, that was obvious. You had to the first ever world champion. Okay, that made sense. Moxley, when he came over, that made sense. Claudio, that made sense. Danielson, that made sense. Adam Cole, when he was on top, that made sense. Keith Lee, when you did use him, that made sense. But then you got somebody who organically became over in your company, Ricky Starks, you know, and Ricky Starks ain't just a regular guy. You get what I'm saying? Like Ricky Starks, when he was on top, he was one of your top players. Like he was one of those people who can cut a promo. He had the look. He could put on a good match with anybody. So to hear him say like, hey, bro, like, I'm perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong. He's like, all right, CK, well, what the fuck? Because the one thing I will say about AEW, and WWE's guilty of this as well, but the one thing about AEW that kind of irks me a little bit is the start and stop of their top talent. It's like Ricky Starks, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, I get it's different situations, different strokes for different folks. I get that. But it's like you have people that we actually want to see that we're not seeing, and it's not necessary. Rusev, Miro, excuse me. Like, what the fuck? You know, it's just like, you mean to tell me y'all couldn't find nothing? Y'all couldn't agree on nothing for Miro? So it's just like, dude, Kenny Omega, he's expressed his frustrations. And it's just like, I just don't want to see AEW go from an alternative that we love to just becoming like what everybody think it is already, a second-rate company. You know, apparently, you know, I heard something earlier that AEW is operating in the $40 million deficit, which isn't good, but I mean, they got a shit ton of money. So, you know, it is what it is. But it's just like, bro, it's funny how AEW went from a very close number 2 to where it's like, damn, bro. It's like Impact and kind of shot past y'all a little bit. And it's like, not no knock on Impact.
I still don't even feel that way. Like, I still don't feel that way about Impact. Like, not to say Impact isn't making its own impact. But I don't think it's still like it's doing good. But again, if you're talking about its number as far as quality of show or people or fans, we got to remember, Impact's always been doing the smaller of venues and stuff like that. So,
well, let me ask you that because me and you, we also had this conversation that AEW starting next year, looking forward to doing smaller venues. The biggest thing has been them not really selling out arenas lately, the bigger venues. So what are your thoughts on that? Because I think that's a smart move. If you can get between 25, I say for them, on a non-pay-per-view, I say, man, if you could do anywhere between 2,500 to 5,000, I think that's very doable for our AEW television taping.
I was gonna say 5 to 7. You always want to shoot for almost 10, but maybe not 10 exactly. You always want to give yourself a little room, to where you can have enough, because you got to think about it. WWE is doing sellout shows, right?
Allegedly.
No. They're doing sellout shows. But how many seats?
Okay. I see where you're going.
Okay.
Hey, because if you only got 300 seats available, now we know they're doing more. But if you only got 300 seats available and 300 seats are going, it's a sellout. I get you.
Right. Okay. So you gotta really look at the numbers. Now, is AEW doing what WWE is doing now? No. So yes, going to the 5,000. I'll give a different number. I'll say the 4,000 to 8,000 seat arenas. Finding those places and bringing in a smaller set, like you need to really fit the people in. Yes, it's a little bit more intimate, but to be honest, until you're doing a big major show, which Full Gear you saw, people showed up, people showed out, it sold out, it did great. Your pay-per-view is going to be different. That's your pay-per-view. You expect that for your pay-per-view. That's what you expect for your TV taping shows. And considering, WWE's got a lot of these big marketplaces on the lot, a lot of people aren't fully sold on AEW because, a lot of people are still tribalistic to the WWE, which is understandable. We understand it and whatnot. But I really feel like them doing that is a benefit for them, because now you don't have to be in these big empty arenas where everybody's on one side and you trying your best to avoid showing the hard camera side. Where now you can kind of show that smaller venue, but you can show that smaller venue more full.
Yeah.
And people are still going to critique it. Like, that's not going to stop people from critiquing whether or not they don't have as many people as WWE. Well, again, WWE's only putting so many people. I mean, boy, I can only imagine what the Raw in Cleveland's going to look like. But then again, it's going to be after the Royal Rumble. Right now, let me just say, they ain't using all the seats, but they're going to use enough to make it a sellout.
Yeah.
So regardless of what that number is that they say, okay, this is our ticket number, this is the 6 seats we want. If we can sell this out, if they buy all these tickets, guess what? That's a sellout. There it is. Bam. And that's all it is.
And let's not forget complimentary tickets too. We all know everybody do comp tickets.
Exactly. So you got to take a lot of things in consideration. But for AEW, yes, it is smart to go to smaller venues.
Okay. Well, bro, look, as far as I go, that is all I have on the AEW docket for tonight. Do you have anything else?
No, man. As far as the show wise, man, it was really just like I said, just to start up for it was the aftermath of Full Gear, but now we got to get into this Continental Classic.
All right, well, bet, bro. Well, look, man, take as much or as little time as you need. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means, man. I'm going to excuse myself. We got the King's Court in session. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys again on Friday. Happy Thanksgiving in advance. And right now, I'm about to turn this thing over to you. So with no further ado, my boy, it is all you, sir.
Yeah. All right, man. Don't mind my green screen, folks. Today's final thoughts, man, from your Royal King, man, is the simple fact, man, that it's the holidays, man, and I just really want everybody to really be safe, enjoy your time with your family, and just be thankful, man, that quite frankly, man, that we get to wake up another day. It's a crazy world. Yeah, I know it's about to get a little crazier, but the there's a lot more we can be worried about, and there's some things in life that we really need to really be more appreciative of. Now, with that being said, wrestling, AEW. The reason why I asked my bro that question about Ricky Starks is because I do have concerns of not enough to go around. You know what I mean by that is time, placement, creativity. You can't have guys like him and Wardlow sitting on the sideline and then being upset about not doing anything. When you need to bring in, and we've always said it, you do need to bring in some more, better names. And obviously these names are going to have to come from another company. I mean, it's no different it is for WWE. The only difference is, they're the bigger company. So it's not seen in the same light as for someone going to an AEW, like a Bobby Lashley or something like that. But again, can you really blame guys that have great ideas, that have, things that they want to do, things that know that work, but people don't want to do them? So what are you supposed to do? That's always been my thing. Like, what is Bobby Lashley and them supposed to do? Were they supposed to just give up and not just do anything? Like, that's not what you want to see, man. Especially when you know something that works, you want to see it. You want an opportunity to see it through. So I'm hoping we get a chance with that. But at the same time, I don't want that at the expense of guys like Ricky Starks. I don't want that at the expense of guys like Wardlow. I'm glad to see Will Hobbs back. Now, for me, what will make this Hurt Syndicate thing a little bit better? Go after Will Hobbs. What's going on, Daniel? First of all, what's going on, Leo? What's going on, Clive? I seen y'all. We were just talking. Shout out to y'all. I think that would be a great addition because, one, you can take these guys that come from this other company and they can take a guy like Will Hobbs, who is your up and young talent in your company that you started with, and they can help groom him and he can become something more. So it's like I want to look at it as a two-way street for everybody. Yeah, there's still issues of the younger talent. Hey, man, they're confident about who they are, and they don't feel like they have to listen to a lot of these veteran guys. But I also think that they're looking at a lot of these veteran guys as failures, even though, you would say, well, CM Punk isn't a failure. Well, hey, he still had that same problem. So I don't think it's about a failure. I think it's just about, respect. And as a younger person, you want to earn your way, especially when you find your niche and what you're doing and how you're making your name get out there and the people and the attention that you're bringing to it. And when you feel like you're doing the right thing, you don't feel like no one can tell you to do wrong. As a veteran, man, you want to tell people, or not tell people, but you want to give people advice of scenarios and ways of things that feel so similar. And I feel like they got to work on a balance of that. And TK's got to work on that balance, because I don't want you to bring in just older talent or this more popular talent and diminish the younger guys, because then that takes away from the pure essence of what AEW is. And that's a company, not just for the guys like the Bobby Lashley's and the Claudios and whatnot that was in WWE and looking for a true opportunity somewhere else, but you got to keep the young people coming up. And Daniel Garcia, young guy coming in, got to start here in the AEW. Now he's the TNT champion. Like, we're seeing some of them. It's not to say that we're not seeing some. We just watched Orange Cassidy have a great main event match with John Moxley. So it's not that we're not getting some, but there are others that with some of the folks you have on TV doing some of the stuff they're doing, and you can Ricky Starks could have showed up and he could have cut a promo. Wardlow could have came out. Hell, for the when Moxley and them come out, hey, Wardlow could have came out, and kind of been that difference. Hell, you could have put Warlow in the Continental Classic. You could have put Ricky Starks in the Continental Classic. You could have did so much more considering the randomness of what AEW is doing. I mean, you just talked about 3 different tournaments and everybody's everywhere else. Well, shit. Why isn't Ricky Starks on one of them damn tournaments? I want TK to figure it out. I don't want him to try to be WWE. Figure out the thing that you can get back to that balance. Hey, don't let the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega walk away angry. They created this thing for a reason. And they should, and I love what the Young Bucks have done. I can't even be mad at the Young Bucks. Yeah, they've had their share of wins, but they sure have they have lost more championships to other people than Cody Rhodes ever did in his 3 years of being the TNT champion. And I got to give them credit for that because they definitely put guys over. They definitely did the things to help bring younger talent over, to the more established talent over. I can't be mad about how those guys, really did try to help build people. So I just need them to figure it out. But with that being said, folks, once again, man, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I want everyone to have a great holiday and be safe. Give thanks for the people that are in your lives. I am damn so thankful for my bro. No matter how much I might have to hit the mute button on his ass from time to time. But other than that, I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful for everything I have. And we appreciate y'all. We will not be on tomorrow. Don't look for us. We will do our prediction show for Survivor Series Friday night. I will confirm it with him after, but Friday night, during our Friday night block party, we'll get our predictions in for the Survivor Series then. Other than that, folks, enjoy the holiday. I am your king. As always, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you were hanging out with us, and we appreciate you for it. We are thankful of it. And with that being said, my guy, hit that button, and we'll see you when we see you.
You are listening to the GOW podcast because, we always like to do it with a little hardcore country.
He's just going to leave me.